Hey everybody, welcome to podcast number 32 from moddersinc.com. We're here to talk about all the technology that you possibly even think of. We're here to talk about case mods, we're here to talk about case mods and case mods.
We're sure about that. What are we talking about, Greg?
I think we've got some technology thrown in there too, but we've got a lot. There's a lot of case mod stuff going on right now. But on the podcast tonight, we've got Dewayne, the CEO and the head man in charge. You've got Joe playing with glue. Back over there. Joe, you want to introduce yourself or say hi to somebody?
Hi.
There we go. There's Joe. Look at him. We got Ron up in the Great White North.
I must say, it's nice to see that we can actually see Joe's face right now instead of the 3/4 view.
Oh, I know. Every time I was watching him on our podcast, I wanted to play Diablo for some reason.
Isometric, yeah.
And then you got
third-person view, right?
Yeah, I'm here blinding everybody with my scalp. My daughter took me to a water park
How's
about a week ago. Scalp is like shedding, so don't freak out. It's not leprosy.
Almost like having hair, is that what you're saying?
Oh, yeah. It reminds me of what it used to be like. Yeah.
But it's a choice, right? It's a choice, not a...
Yeah. Well, they say bald is a condition, shaving is a choice.
Right.
Okay, so I am total male pattern baldness, but I can't stand that ring around my head, so I shave it. Ron, do you shave, or are you just that naturally
I shave.
sexy?
I mean, it's thinning, but because it's psoriasis too, but it's plus the testosterone. If you have a lot of testosterone flowing through your body, look at Jason Statham.
Oh, shit.
Diesel.
Yeah.
It's a medical condition.
Too much testosterone just pushes the follicles out of your head?
Oh,
I
yeah.
must be screwed because I'm 52 and I don't even have any gray hair yet. I have all my hair.
Have you even gone through puberty
I
yet?
must be right there with Bruce Jenner, huh?
Yeah, the estrogen pills have kicked in.
Yeah. I mean,
You're taking the wrong supplement. They gave you estrogen supplement instead of the...
it's still there.
Dwayne's modding. We don't want to know what he's modding.
Yes. I'm modding myself.
Yeah. Joe mods himself with glue.
Yeah, we'll get rid of that.
Yeah. Okay. Ow. Ow. Hey.
Glue and crimping.
What'd you say?
Crimping my...
Come on. What?
He's crimping something.
Oh, are you crimping right now, Joe?
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I accidentally crimped my thumb earlier in the week.
Okay. We've all modded everything. That's... Ow. Okay. Let's move on to something more comfortable. We have a forum work log that we want to give a shout out to. Do we have a particular Modders Inc. forum log featured mod shout out?
Well, I have. I'll put it up on the screen. Shut up, phone.
It's important.
It's always important when it's work.
Mm-hmm.
So they can just screw themselves. So it's called the SP mod.
Looks really clean.
It's a very clean mod that's been put up on the site, and it's from SP mod.
I think it looks from it's from one of the French modders, I think, right?
From Spranox mod.
Let's see where that Facebook link is going to take us.
What's sad is I've got my mouse over my screen right now, and I'm like clicking on it. Why isn't this working?
I was about to. I was like,
Wow, you guys are something else.
Thrown off by you modding yourself.
So yeah, it's actually a very nice, clean mod. I mean, it's super, super clean. That seems to be the common style, it seems like now. Have you guys noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a N2 Pro Fantex? Looks like a Fantex case.
Let's go up. Let's see what he's got. Configuration. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. It's a. I don't see where he
Doesn't
says
say.
it, what case it is. Is it Cooler Master? Because he says Cooler Master somewhere in here. Oh, it
wow.
says here's a version of the Half X revisited by me. So he must have really just
Wow, he just chopped the crud out of that thing.
whacked
One
it.
of my browsers just crashed, so I can't see it on my end. I'll just look in your window.
Wow,
Look in my window. You know there are laws against that.
eat the peeper.
Yeah, just try to extradite me to the U.S. I'm not a citizen.
But it is a super, super clean mod, and it seems like it's everything's to me is actually going to the minimalist aspects of everything, where you just get rid of everything. And I like the clean stuff, but personally, it's just my taste. I'm a theme mod guy.
Yeah.
But I mean, this stuff is really cool. Probably because I don't have the patience to do something like this.
To be that clean?
Yeah, because I would be like halfway through it and go, screw it.
Screw it. It's gonna be when you screw up the paint, you can always do a texture mod. You can do a grunge theme.
Yeah, see?
Yep.
But yeah, it's very.
It's pretty much the same trend as well. The rigid tubing and the sleeving, all pretty much staple of every clean mod now these days.
Noticing a lot of EK stuff going on out there right now. I think it's you think maybe the transparent tops on the EK blocks are the big draw, or is it something specific about EK that's drawing people to use their product?
I just switched over from using pretty much all fittings to EK fittings. And I personally like them a lot more. They're a much smaller diameter, so you don't have to worry about, although they're metric versus imperial with Primochill, you don't have to worry about, I know with certain water blocks, or like the tops, if you use two Primochill in close proximity, they'll actually rub against each other.
Okay.
So I do have to import tubing from Canada because y'all are nice enough to use metric, but
Oh, okay. So if you use EK fittings, you have to find metric tubing.
yeah, all of it's like 12 millimeter, 16 millimeter. I think they have some 10 millimeter as well. But Primochill's Imperial, American company, versus EK, which is Slovenian. They're all metric.
But no, it's a really, really clean mod.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. I applaud.
Very nice. So we appreciate him sharing that with us. You know, there's actually quite a few more of them in there. We'd like to see you get more and more into the forums, you know. But it seems like everybody likes to post all their stuff up on Facebook, you know, or they go over to, you know, let's go over to a non-modding site and post up our mods.
Right.
Yeah, let's go over to the overclocking sites and post our mods. Okay, yeah, that's cool, but you know, don't you go to like a guitar event so to meet people who like guitars?
Yep.
You don't
Well,
go.
the good thing is we have a lot of these modders seem to be from Europe as well. We're getting a lot of work logs coming in from Europe, and some are even from Africa.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I mean, but we really do need to get a lot more into the forums. We'd really appreciate it. Everybody does that. You can even go through when you're doing it and you're posting yours. We'll even host the pictures. You don't have to find some place to host the pictures if you don't want to. You know.
Yeah, and you can just click on. I didn't even register. I keep on forgetting my password. I just click on the Facebook Connect, and it's right there.
Yeah, absolutely. You can use the Facebook Connect. You can sign up with Facebook. When you start going through and doing your log posts and stuff, and you want to insert an image, it'll ask you if you want to do it from a remote site, or you can actually upload your images to our forums, and we will host the pictures for you. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible and really get everybody going and really get together where all the modders are at and everybody can talk to each other. So, it's all about the community stuff, and we gotta get back to the forums, people.
Don't forget, we do not charge for sponsored work logs.
That is correct. You're absolutely right. And because there's some places out there, if you have a sponsored mod, you have to pay us, was it 65, 70, 80 bucks or whatever the stupid thing is?
$30. I think it's like 30.
$30, yeah. Overclock.net.
Really?
Yes.
That's why I don't post there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So basically, you draw traffic to their site, and you have to pay them for it. Essentially, that's what it is. You're starting to see a lot of modders actually speak against it, which is good. I doubt they're going to change their policy, but there are other places to post. Modders Inc.
Right.
It's all free.
Mm-hmm.
It's all free.
I think what we could do is maybe work towards something like change our featured mod submission to a kind of like what EVGA does with their mods, kind of like a modding gallery. So people can just maybe sign up and have it tied up to the thing. Maybe we could work on that. We got 2 coders on staff right now. See what they can come up with. If we got something like that. People can just submit stuff. Obviously, that would be moderated, like, so to make sure that nobody's submitting any non-modding images in there before we publish it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of a filtered submission, a cached submission. You submit and then we submit.
And not only that, we're also always looking for people to, be a contributor to the site. So if you have a particular interest that you like to do or you think you're really, really good at and you want to share it with everybody, we would love to have your work. Give it to us. We'll post it up. You get all the credit. You get all the recognition about it, and it'll be on a website, that everybody can check out. And you can be
because people
a published writer.
Right. I mean, you guys are coming to an established modding website. So that's what's key here, folks. Is that Modders Inc. has and always will be driven by the community. Period. End of story. That's what we're here for. We're here to make you better. We're here to provide you guys with the work logs, with the environment, with the advice, with the community. We've got some established places on Facebook, but Facebook is kind of a hodgepodge. Modders Inc. the website is much more organized and laid out so that you can better yourself as a modder. Period. End of story. Bring it, post it. We will promote you. That's the way we roll. So.
Yep, and it's always there. It's not like on Facebook where it goes by and your posts line up really quick and it's gone forever.
Right.
Here it's always linked to. You can always link back to it. You can always show your stuff. I mean, like this one here is in particular. Posting it up.
Yeah, metal polishing.
Making shiny things.
Yep, and that was Michael Kaiser. So if you guys have been watching lately, he's the one who's been doing that real small form factor. It's been painted up and polished up really good. Michael's the one. He's the one.
I clicked on your website again, and I started scrolling my wheel. I can't navigate your page on my window.
I wouldn't tell anybody that you work for an IT company and stuff like that. But no, Michael was the one, and I'm sure everybody has seen it out there. He's the one he did the Metallica mod.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
No. So this is
how can they submit the Dewayne? Would they email you? Do they send an email or do they post in the forums? How would they, if like say, I'm somebody who has an idea on how to mod, who should I contact at Modders Inc.?
Yeah, we make it absolutely as hard as possible because we try and block all spam. So all you have to do is send a sample of your blood and shirt size and birth certificate. No, it's so simple, guys. It's actually ridiculous. You you go to the site, you know, and you can actually just go downward. I think it's down at the bottom, and it says Contact Modders Inc. Contact page. Click on it, and you fill out the information. It's just that simple. It goes right directly to me, and all you have to put in there is your name and your email, and you know, it's like subject could be I want to showcase my mod, or I have an idea for maybe a podcast subject. Anything you guys want to talk to us about, please do it there. If you have something that you want to be a contributor, positively, right here, subject. You know, I'm a master airbrush painter, and you know, I have some videos I'd like to share with you guys. Boom, done. We'll contact you. We'll write it up, get you to do something about it, and then we'll post it on the site. It's really quite simple to do, all the way around.
And we're not like other sites. We're not gonna say that after you post it, it's gonna be our content. It's not our content. It's still your content. Michael Kaiser's blog there, it's still completely his. He's the author, and he's credited fully. And it's not something that, you know, we're not gonna profit from it.
Exactly.
Because I know a lot of people might be afraid that when they contribute that they lose it. They post a photo of their case mod that we own it, but we're not that kind of people. We're not.
No.
We're not here for profit. 9 years. We're not here for profit.
We're here to grow the hobby. We're here to grow the community, and the only way we can do that is by supporting everybody. You know, it's if we take credit for it, then trust starts to dwindle between other members of the community, and people stop wanting to help each other. We want to help you. We do, flat out. Just understand that everything that we do is for the betterment of this hobby. And if you have something that's exciting that you want to share with the community, let us help you share it with the community. We will help. Period. That's about as plain as I can say it right there. That's about as plain as we can say it. See, Dwayne's getting all teared up right now.
And also for those who are asking, I just got asked a question on Facebook earlier. Those who submitted the featured mod, it's still going to be there. Actually, we missed featuring a mod this month, but next month we'll have 4 instead of the monthly because we got a whole bunch of cases to feature actually. So it won't be a monthly feature anymore. We will still have the interviews, Spotlight mod, Modern Spotlight, but there'll be 4 cases that we'll be featuring for next month. It'll be a weekly thing. So keep on submitting.
Awesome. Good to know.
Yeah,
very good.
Like Ron says, you know, we do some other things in the background, like I live my life.
What?
Yeah.
And like
it's a bit busy it's a bit busy the past few weeks, especially with the playoffs and life and work and everything. So, especially the playoffs. So, hope you understand.
Yeah. There's this priority.
We all live our other lives too. I mean, we do this purely for enjoyment, what we like to do, and we like to share with you guys. And it's not our full-time gig. It's not a full-time gig for anybody. So all we ask is, if we don't get to you like the first day or the first hour right back, cut us a little bit of slack. But we will get back to you, and we will get stuff on there. And it doesn't have to be, you know, like a super-duper $10,000 mod. You know, we look at all of them, and we'll feature them, you know, because there's something special about all of them, and that's what it is about modding. It's what's special about that particular thing.
Plus, we have to verify that it is actually their mod, because we have had submissions before where people try to submit other people's work, and that's kind of a sticky issue with the modding community.
Yep.
Speaking of submitting world-class case mods, there's a lot of modding competitions that have been going on, you know, coming into summertime, you know, spring and summertime here. A lot of worldwide case modding competitions, some regional case modding competitions, some manufacturer-specific case modding competitions. I mean, it's really been kind of a very booming type of season. I mean, I'm used to the annual Cooler Master competition coming through. I guess Zeus is starting to step into it every year. Thermal Take's gotten into it. MSI's gotten into it. Which one do you guys want to start talking about first? Which
You
one?
can try with the Cooler Master one since that one wrapped up.
That one, yeah, that one did wrap up. There were some beautiful pieces in that.
They have what, 1,500? How many, Joe, was it total? Was it 1,500 entries they said worldwide?
I think so.
Wow.
It seems to be getting bigger and bigger each year. I don't know if it's the passion of modding or the money or what, but yeah, it's definitely growing.
Brings a tear to my eye. That's where I got my start.
Well, they have I mean, 3 categories plus a People's Choice. Well, they discarded the old voting thing, except for the People's Choice award, because that's always been kind of controversial.
Mm-hmm.
Any People's Choice contest sucks.
Even public official, voting public officials, so.
It just sucks.
What are their categories? You got Tower Mod, Scratch Build, right, and Rising Star.
Yeah. So Tower Mod is anything, of course, made out of a computer, kind of like what we do on our just for QuakeCon. And Scratch Build is Scratch Build, anything but a computer case. So
they got some. The cool thing about it is that you also have, aside from the usual winners, we always see Mike Veterans has been a veteran modder, Ali Abbas as well, and now we see some new names I haven't seen before. We got the guy from China, that FUXK. Got Dave Cathy to the F3. Was that the motorcycle mod? And Modder Crow. I've seen his work for Modder Crow. I think is he also from Thailand? I can't remember. Does anyone know?
No, I don't. Sorry.
And his is like the his took the first place, and it looks like it's Warhammer themed.
Oh, the Black Temple. Yeah, very cool.
Looks like it took some inspiration from Bill Owens. What was it? Was it Firefly?
Yeah, something like that.
Chinese, what it was called.
I think with somebody as prolific as as him, everybody has a little piece of Bill Owen on them.
Except his was a lot more like battered up. It looked like it had been shot. Not in a bad way. But
this was an interesting build because it basically had like he didn't need the outer shell. He basically built a shell for the Mini ITX, and then kind of used the 690 to wrap it again around that, and he had a mini frame inside.
This is the one that's based off like a motorcycle motif.
Yeah, the F3.
It's nice.
Is he from England, Australia? Where is he from? I researched these guys 2 weeks ago and I completely forgot what I wrote.
What
I don't have my notes about it.
It's different.
What is the original case there? Is it Scout 2 Advanced or Scout 2 the original one? It's the Advanced one, right?
Oh.
I'm not exactly sure what it is.
Yeah, I think it's the Scout.
It's a Scout.
The second Scout 2. Because the Scout one, I think, had a just one handle on top.
Yes. No, I like. I mean, it's different. I mean, it's differently well because I mean he's designed it off of. You can tell the midsection of the motorcycle where the motor would be and the fairing, and where the radiator would be and stuff for a street bike.
Mm-hmm.
You can definitely tell the styling from that.
So it's like semi-open air on the. It actually looks good with the panel off on the right side there. You can see the.
Yeah, so that looks like
frame.
I wonder if that's aluminum or if that's steel. That frame there, yeah, looks good.
Oh, I think is it? It's acrylic? I think is it? I'm looking at the work log.
Oh,
it looks.
Yeah, it looks like it's acrylic, and he just painted it.
Oh,
It's
nice.
melted acrylic.
Wow.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, he said he used acrylic adhesive to put it together. Looks very clean.
It's way clean. I
I mean,
thought
that's
it was
smart too,
well.
because it'll be a lot lighter than,
Plus, you
and
can
probably
more
less
easily
expensive.
bend it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
smart. Ideas for the QuakeCon mod.
Pretty nice. Third place was the Transformer.
Now, this one was a controversial one.
Uh-oh. Why is that?
I'm just reading just from the work log here itself that it seems to be posted late,
Late.
and that's kind of against the rules. And I don't know how I can't read Chinese, so let's see here. Let's feed it a Google Translate. What does it say? And nobody even looked at the photos that was posted here, unless the rules state that it has to be posted somewhere else. I don't know. It has to be posted on their forums, right?
That's
Yes,
what I
I
thought.
believe so.
Because this was posted late and nobody even downloaded any of the images he attached, so nobody saw it until it was judged.
So this is a Cosmos. Those are Cosmos 2.
Yeah. I mean, it looks great though. I mean, I would pick it to win something. I didn't see the 1,500 other entries, but it looks top notch.
Mhm.
I think that's also the weird thing about this event. I think some people were complaining that some modders there were no different classes at all. Like the beginner, amateur modders were going head to head against not just the veteran modders, but the modders who were fully sponsored by even by Thermaltake, by Cooler Master themselves.
Well, that's not really. That's kind of not fair.
Yeah, I think that's a lot unfair, especially since Cooler Masters themselves will be judging it. I mean, they have a group of judges, but
I don't know, especially if it's like contests like this. It seems odd that Cooler Master would sponsor anyone entering the contest, because at that point it's almost like they're invested in that person. So there's
to win,
a bit of want them to win.
Yeah.
No. Come on.
That was
Come on. Really? Gee, I've invested like $2,000 into you, and I hope you win.
Now I would say that's different from the Thermaltake one that they just had, because they supplied everything for all the modders that entered, which was the 7 guys. So
all
I
seven
would say
started
that.
with the same parts.
Yeah, but you go into that one and you're presented to it right away saying we're giving them everything because it is a Thermaltake case modding contest, so we're supplying them with all Thermaltake stuff. And we got to see what they can do with all the same stuff, basically.
Right.
yeah, and some of them have more sponsors than others for other stuff, but still they had the same base to start with, and they're all pretty much vetted for. They've modded before. They were kind of.
So
Some would argue about the different levels, but then they're still all good modders.
So we're looking at the Rogue, right?
That's Ali Abbas. He won what did he take? Second place in this one?
But didn't he use this one, or was that a different one that he placed over in the DCMM at Gamescom?
I don't know if there's rules for re-entering something, but I've seen it definitely at the DCMM. It actually looks great live. You should, if you're in front of a computer right now, you could type in at YouTube. It shows you in action. It's a really good mod.
Yeah, I think it looks fucking great. But again, the rules are. I don't know if the rules are. I know it had to been. There was a certain amount of time that you had to have it.
I think they pulled out that original.
Right there. There we go. The last picture. There it is at the DCMM.
I think they had the initial rule for them was that you have to show the full work log and everything and within a certain time frame, but I think they pulled it out after like the first month they changed the rules.
Well,
But we're getting the same amount of entry.
That's not fair. But I don't know. I mean,
Well, I think, yeah.
again, we're crossing into some weird ruly stuff. I
Well,
think.
okay,
Yeah, I'm looking at the rules right now. It says your mod was never entered into previous global modding Cooler Master mod contest. That's the only rules about the previous winners for the case.
All right, so let's think about this from another standpoint. Okay, let's take ourselves out of the case modding aspect of it. Let's move into another genre. Okay, you spend a lot of time, money, investment in a hot rod. Okay, you customize the engine, you deck it out, you clean it. It's a full frame-off body restore. You want to show it off. You take it to one of the local regional hot rod competitions and you win. Hey, you won some money, you get a little bit back on your investment. All of a sudden you take it and you travel to another competition and you win that one. Is that fair? Not fair? I mean, as long as you're not circulating the same car year after year. But I don't see a problem myself with somebody who spends a lot of time on a case mod, taking it and moving it into other case mod competitions. It's just like taking that car to another competition.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with that either, because I mean, a lot of these guys spend a lot. I mean, this one in particular, he deliberately said that he didn't spend a lot of money on this, but some guys spend, like the Mike Petrich, I think he won the scratch wheel in this one. He's got like a 34-inch monitor, because like several, what's that, 3 34-inch monitors on that thing, and that thing is like that gigantic wall-mounted case. So that's definitely a kind of a bigger project than most case mods would typically go for.
Right. I mean, and I'll raise my hand. Back whenever I did Boss, I entered Boss in everything under the sun. I really did. And I won a lot of stuff with it.
And plus, the state that the case modding is now, I mean, the prizes are still not as big as even some of the esports. So I wouldn't blame them for kind of re-entering the same thing to kind of get a little bit of the return back.
Right.
What do you mean? Not as much.
I mean, not on our level. Not on the prizes we intend to give away.
I know. I mean, how can you compare that we give away as much as possibly, humanly possibly that we can, compared to the guys that are sitting there clicking on a fucking mouse and a keyboard winning $20, $30, $40, $50,000. I mean, you're having a competition that's coming up now where a company is sponsoring $200,000 because you can do that quicker than anybody else.
Careful, you're going to shut up the chat.
It's like, I don't know.
Well, it's all about marketplace and share. I mean, it hurts whenever you have a hobby like ours that is so cross-discipline aware. You have to know how to paint. You have to know how to work with electricity. You have to know how to work with various construction materials, wood, metal, acrylic. You have to know proper construction techniques. You have to understand, static and grounding. I mean, there's so many little disciplines that you have to know in regards to our hobby. And then the successful mods, the ones that are not only beautiful but actually work. Oh my God! I mean,
Is why we gotta go to Dubai and get a sponsor. I've been saying for like the past five podcasts, we gotta get a rich oil tycoon.
Mm-hmm. Somebody who's a computer aficionado who has way too much money. Money ain't going to spend itself.
There's got to be somebody out there with a lot of money, fan of case modding.
Yeah.
Okay, Joe, we're selling you, Joe. We're selling you out.
I'll go to Dubai.
But no, I know, Craig. Like you said, it's a little it's just, I don't know.
I hear you.
It's
totally
just
hear you.
disappointing, I guess.
We just got to find a sponsor. There's probably a sponsor out there who will see the value of that.
And and hopefully that, and we're still looking for one to really step up for QuakeCon, because it's going to be the U.S. Championship case mod this year contest, and we're still looking for somebody to step up and do that. And to be the major sponsor, it's a great opportunity for somebody to do that when you've got 9 to 12,000 people going to see it there, and then you're going to see hundreds of millions of people are going to be looking at it on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they always show the case mods when they talk about QuakeCon.
Right.
And I mean, the case mods made it onto CNN, GameSpot. I mean, wherever you talk about it, people have to cover it. It's always about the case mods. And
when you go to like Computex and stuff, you see people who do booth-based stuff. Then it gets to QuakeCon and they show the mods.
Yeah.
Ding.
Yeah, and you got to have the hardware. I know it's time, but that's why we do what we do, and we're trying to push it as far as we can. And after this year, it's going to be the first year that's going to be spectacular, and then next year is even going to be more kick-ass because people are really going to see about it, and we might even have to change some rules a little bit because, like you guys were talking earlier, it's going to, well, I'm just a beginner modder going against somebody who's been modding for 800 years.
Mm-hmm.
We might have to tweak some of the areas and stuff, which I'm okay with,
Right.
I think there should be like an open class, or maybe I won't call them a legends, but maybe a higher standard. We know
Crusty old farts.
Yeah, usually like the celebrity races, they usually have a professional. They have like a normal tier for regular people, and then like a pro class. If you've won before, or if you're known, if you've been sponsored, then you go to a different class.
exactly. So you'd have to throw people like Ron Lee, Lee Harrington, Boddicker, people like that would definitely have to be thrown into a different class.
Even sponsored class and non-sponsored class, that's easily separating two classes there.
Yeah.
But then I guess there will be people with just one item sponsored versus somebody with like a full system, like a 3D printer sponsored by a manufacturer.
Yeah.
Poke. Don't poke the bear. Yeah.
But,
okay.
Yeah, it's difficult when you start getting into the judging things because there's all these people's egos get in the way.
Oh yeah.
And it's such a stupid thing, about, well, I'm better, or how come he's called, or why is he called a top modder, a professional modder, or I'm better than him. It's such bullshit to me.
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it, whoever is sponsoring, let them be the judge.
Exactly.
But, you don't want to get lost in the technicality of everything too, because I mean, I'm just saying this as somebody who's not a modder, and I'm still, as somebody who hasn't modded anything, I still see everything kind of from an outsider's perspective, and from what I see a lot of modders complaining all the time, critiquing somebody else's mod, is that I see them kind of looking at the detail that doesn't really need it to be critiqued. It doesn't really show. Otherwise, to me, like for example, a lot of people kind of, especially the American modders, make a lot of fuss about paint and all that, like this amount of paint, this kind of paint, and I think a lot of aspects of design are being overlooked. And
they're using paint to mask bad design.
Could be, because I've seen some mods that I think outside of a professional paint job, it just looks like the design is always uninspired. It's just,
right.
It's. I mean, that's kind of the big difference. I see it from a lot of the European modders, which if you look at their Facebook profile, they describe themselves as designer, while the American modders kind of label themselves as builders.
Mm-hmm.
So there's kind of two different outlooks of building. Because I think a lot of the American builders kind of have a sort of a hot rod or sort of an automotive background.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at least from what I've seen compared to the modders from different countries. I mean, we've seen the ASUS Casemod Dream Machine. A lot of the Italian modders are like working with leather, working with different other materials.
Yeah, their design motif on uh, when you're dealing with some of the European modders is really, really impressive.
I think all these kind of World Series, all these case mod contests are doing is kind of opening all the other people into this to different views and about modding different kind of styles. It'll be interesting to see what comes out next year. Who takes what?
Yep.
Yeah, and you can definitely see. I mean, I think you hit it right on the nail there, Ron. You can see more of a designed mod. That's where I think really most of the super clean kind of mods come from. Is they're more into that design, and like I said, I personally like to make theme cases. I like to present something in it as, telling a story kind of, instead of just, wiping away all the wires and you only see is, like one little band and there's my whole computer.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I think it looks cool. I'm envious, actually, like I said before, because I know I don't have the patience to do that.
Yeah, that's also my critique on those kind of builds that are too clean. I think it looks a little too soulless to me. It's just, I don't know. It's just,
yeah.
After a certain point, it's not it's not really art anymore. I don't know. It's when it becomes that kind of sterile and soulless. That's the only thing I can describe it as. It's sort of, like, what are you doing this because it means something, or is it just because you want to market something? You just want to make it look good, make it look good, but without actually, there's no thought behind why you did this.
Well, I would say there's no thought. It's just it's almost, how do I say it?
It's a maturation of thought.
Yeah. Gosh, it's. Oh boy, I don't even know. I don't want to piss a lot of people off. Yes.
Now it started.
Go ahead.
Words. It's a style where there is a lot of thought, because you got to figure out, how am I going to display a certain piece, but I want to make that certain piece be the focal point of that and not show anything else. But yet, doesn't that one look just like the other one that somebody did, which somebody else just did another one of, but just like what somebody else did? Because they're all becoming, we wipe out everything, we cover the bottom, we don't let you see anything in the bottom, we cover the motherboard, all you see is a block, a few lines, you don't see any wires, and this one's black with white covers over the motherboard, while the next one is orange with red over the motherboard. They're a little different, but they're almost kind of the same.
Yeah, because I mean, I think these kind of styles came into fashion because is what manufacturers wanted to see, and I think these styles kind of are the ones that got sponsored the most compared to other different styles. That's the only reason I can think of why kind of the clean style has won over the past few years compared to other mods.
Oh, I think, people like they like the clean style. I mean, even with your cars nowadays, you like that sleek, clean look.
Yeah, but I mean, like, say F1, I'm a big fan of 80s F1. I like the design, but some of the newer F1s, it's sort of, you can tell computer designed, even in aerodynamic design now, the newer. It's totally different from when a human designs something and then a computer designs something.
Right. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, look at the curves in like the 60s cars. There's the Lamborghinis, the Miura, in the 60s compared to like the Countach, but
yeah, you're right, because again, you're getting to that more sleek look, the more minimalistic kind of look, which, like you said, the curves, and that was the whole idea of the cars and stuff back then, was having the curves and the fender wells, and and the rocket-looking shapes back in the 50s, like this 1957 Chevy Bel Air. I mean, still a freaking kick-ass car. But if you
But
look
don't you find that charming though? Whenever there's like something that like say a clean modder would see as sort of as a mistake, as a quirk, and it kind of adds something to it. That's kind of what I meant by kind of like a charm, a soul into it, a work. Because I mean, if it's too clean, too sterile, if it's just plain, it's just I don't know. It's just why even do it?
let me throw something else in there.
It's a blank canvas, you know. It's like
And I'll throw something in there, and I'll piss more people off. So I'm channeling my inner Richard. So.
Yeah, this is discussion. You feel free to discuss. Let them be offended.
Yeah. So where's the modding at? What are you modding when you do the minimal? You know, you do in a clean case. What are you modding? Modding is modification, right? Where you're changing the appearance and the look and doing stuff. In the clean mods, you're hiding everything. I can go and cut plexiglass and hide shit. I can hire somebody and have them laser cut it out, and I can hide shit. What are you modding?
I think hiding is one aspect.
What do you hear? Come on, I don't hear you saying anything. Type it in the comments below. You know?
I can see that because I mean that's pretty much you know when you're making art that's like that you want to show something and then hide something, and the good art will be something that hides would be, you know, knows what you need to show and what you don't need to show.
Well, yeah, because
like say a movie that just explains everything, has a lot of exposition, sucks, but a movie that kind of like a Tarantino movie where you deconstruct it a bit, you show it different, you rearrange it, and there's little bits of pieces that you build suspense, you know, to kind of build a narrative of it. That I think is a good art. I think that's what, in mod too. That makes a good mod when not everything is too clean, not everything is too predictable. Oh, let me guess, you're gonna make a hardline tube and sleeving here. I mean, you know, that's like 99% of the stuff now. I think the question would be how can you do the next step? What can you do with sleeving and hardline tubing that will be different, or to kind of complement the build that's different to everyone else?
I think what we're seeing with hardline, it's too much of a 90 to straight to 90. You're not seeing anything. I want to see large radiuses. A good example of that is Charles Harwood did it with some of the murder boxes where instead of here's the block and here's the GPU, instead of it just going bloop, it comes all the way around and then loops. And it's different than what we're used to, but let me see if I can find a picture and link it, but it looks really good. Let's see.
Yeah, but it's different.
Right, it's just not the same thing that's been rehashed over and over again.
Right.
And here we go.
Yeah, I'm going back to the old school shit because I like to do stuff by hand and I don't farm stuff out. But you can go ahead and do that because, like Craig said earlier, it is absolutely the same thing. Because when you go to those car shows and you see those guys have got $200,000 in chrome on their car, you cannot tell me that those guys chromed every piece of that, or they painted that $30,000 paint job. Most of those guys.
Let's talk about that. The outsourcing stuff, because I could because there were some issues that arose during some of these Casemod contests about outsourcing stuff, and that's been a sore topic for a lot. What do you think of outsourcing? I mean, I can understand if it's a regular case, but what do you think about cases when the stakes are high enough, or it's like a Casemod World Series, for example?
I think you have to, if there's going to be a rule against it, then it has to be a rule against it. If there's not a rule against it, then it's go for the balls, you know. Go as far as you can. Go for the kill.
Yeah, I feel the same way. If it's
But
You know,
also,
as long as you credit, obviously you give somebody credit. Don't you don't want to mislead people into thinking you did everything when you didn't.
well, yeah, exactly.
My
But you also, the people who are judging, if they don't know the difference, shame on them because they should not be a judge.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you can
It's
tell
their job to find out. Yeah.
if they did this or did that. You know, because I mean, we all know we could do that right now. We could have everything outsourced and never even touch the case, but say, hey, it's my modded case. Yes, it is your modded case, but what did you do? Oh, you spent the money.
Yeah. What do you think, Joe?
my thing is, and it's always going to be this way, is when you're in a competition, the judges want to see what you can do, not what you can pay someone to do. I mean, there are some things that you can't help but to outsource. Like, not everyone has the means to do what's called powder coat. You require an oven. Anybody can do the base paint for powder coating, but they can't actually do the curing process. So that's understandable when it goes out. But I mean, some of these things, it's like, here's a $4,000 paint job, slap it on. I CNC'd all these parts. You didn't even provide me the CAD file, but I made the CAD file for you and all that.
Especially if it's
You
the
know-
centerpiece. Yeah, it's kind of weird when it's like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but give credit. I mean, you know, it's like, hey, I had, you know, Steve Nunez, you know, do my case. Everybody knows how great his artwork is, you know. But don't try and say, you know, it's something that not what you did, but it's yours, and you're not going to say, yeah, I had to hire somebody else to do that. You know, we understand that not everybody. You know, me, I'd love to be able to just half-ass airbrush. So I typically kind of stay away from it because I am one of those people that like to do everything with my hands. I like to do it. I enjoy every minute doing that, and I hate even the thought of having to, you know, have somebody else do it. But if I had to, I would. I absolutely would.
Oh, yeah, I think that's the point of the competition, is not just to have the best mod, to find out the best modders. If the contest is about who's the best modder, it's not about the best mod, then, you know, it should be entirely the modder.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and that's why one of the things we're trying to do in a QuakeCon is do that live modding contest, so you can actually see it's about that person doing it. They're there. They're doing it. You get to see them doing it. There's going to be limitations. You know, there's only certain things that we can do there. So it may be 80% of a mod or 70%, but you're going to actually see somebody putting the hard work into doing it, and they'll be competing that way against each other. You know, it's not like, oh, we can ship this out and have it back in an hour. No, you have to do all the work right there.
Well, what can we talk about that? Because I know you're still trying to work everything out, work details. What can we announce publicly right now? We got 6 minutes left on the podcast here, so maybe we can use that to let everyone know. So those who are planning on joining or coming to QuakeCon, what can they expect?
Well, they can actually expect, of course, Modders Inc. being there. We're doing the same thing that we always do. We'll have the Casemod contest. We're also working with NVIDIA to also do the live modding event there, which will be a competition against either individuals or it might be groups against groups. And they're going to have a certain amount of time and materials to use to create the best mod. So that would be probably another section. Also, we're going to be giving away stuff like we always do. NVIDIA is going to be there, and they're actually doing a live mod garage. So there'll be Lee Harrington and Bod's Mods, which would be Rod and Bob. They'll also be there. Usually some of the guys from Modders Inc. will also be there doing little presentations, one every hour. So it'd be like how to plan your mod, or how do you sand a part, or how do you lay out your water layouts. how do you bend the tubing, overclocking, anything about that you want to do in a mod that'll also be presented there. There's actually going to be a lot of computer stuff going on this time. It's really going to be exciting.
Now, is it going to be invitational, the live case modding competition, which is separate from the usual what we do, the id Tower and the id Bethesda, the Tower mod, and Scratch build case mods?
Yeah, this actually the first year is going to be more of an invitational because it's again the first year, and we're going to see how it goes, what we would have to do to make it better for the following year. So we want to try and control it as much as we can this year. So it will be. We've already been talking to a couple of people that are interested in doing it, and we'll be working with them. Unless I get something back that's a little different, and maybe I can throw it out to everybody. But if they are interested, please contact, especially if you're around in the Dallas area or somewhere close, or you are going to be coming to QuakeCon anyway, and you'd like to participate, please get a hold of us. And it's something that we can work on. So it would be on a one-on-one basis that we would talk to you. We're trying to work out other details. We've got some sponsorship going on. We're trying to find out. I'm actually trying to get somebody to sponsor all the materials, and we might even try and, fingers crossed, is start off with a full system, and you have to mod a full system.
Yeah, I think this is the hard part that people kind of don't understand, because working out the logistics of this one is quite an undertaking. This is the first time we're doing it, and it's all Dewayne, and he's in Arizona, and everything will be in Texas. So.
Yeah, and part of it is because you're also in a large. You're not like in somebody's backyard, or you're at somewhere else where you can do stuff.
There's fire codes.
Yeah, fire codes. You're in a contained building where you get 9,000 other people. It's safety is first. I have to deal with this because where I work on a weekly basis almost. There's certain things you can and cannot do just for safety reasons. So, like I said, there are some logistics that we're working out. So. But we're trying to, even if we have to, we're thinking about moving to painting and cutting outside. So we're trying to bring the full gamut to it, but we may be limited. But we're going to go balls out.
And Joe and Craig will be there to offer their services as well, right? The live modding. I know Joe will be there sleeving.
I'll be there sleeving, of course. I think Nick is going to be doing some vinyl workout.
Yeah, I think we're talking about doing some vinyl, and I think helping with the water cooling layout, I think it was.
I think so.
And I think Craig was nominated himself for doing everything else, right? But no, I mean, there's actually going to be a lot of stuff going on. It's going to be fun. You have to go. If you haven't been, you have to go to this year, the 20th year. There's going to be some kick-ass stuff. They're just going to be showing a demo at E3 for Doom. So I'm pretty much guessing they're going to have some kick-ass shit that you're going to probably maybe even play it at QuakeCon. That would be my guess.
This year they may not cut off the live stream either. We don't know.
No, because they're already doing the demo at E3, which is like in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
it'll be there.
They might even have a live demo that you can play. I mean, they've done that before in the past. Remember when, like Wolfenstein and stuff, right, Greg? Just shake your head.
Well, we got about a minute. So
that'd be a long ass line if they do. That'll be well worth the wait.
All right, so yeah, we're bringing this one to close. Looks like Craig has lost his voice, or he's just trying to ignore us. It's either or, but we thank Craig for showing up, because it's very hard to keep him quiet sometimes. I mean, I'm pretty positive I can hear him here, and he's all the way in Texas. He must be enjoying what I'm saying, because I don't see any hand gestures yet. So.
The one finger salute?
Yeah. There we go. Hey, oh yeah, yeah. You said you burnt your scalp right there, right? Yeah, I remember. Okay. and Joe, thanks for coming off the boat, I guess.
Yeah, I've been back for like 2 weeks.
Uh-oh. Time's up. Yeah, you
Playing
do
off Joe.
2 weeks on,
Yeah.
2 weeks off. Is that what you do?
No, I went out there to make sure all the equipment was working because we swapped out. We're sharing the boat with another company, so 90 days we have it, 90 days they have it, and I just went to make sure all the IT equipment was working.
Ah, nice, nice. And then we got our favorite guy from Canada.
Your only guy from Canada.
It's our only guy from Canada.
It started out as a minority hire. Was it OSHA regulations? What's the regulations down there in the States for not OSHA, for workplace?
Most of these are right to work state, you know.
Right to work.
We saw that Ron was kicked to the curb from his last employment place, so we decided we'd help him out.
All right. Well, it'll be definitely QuakeCon will be my first Casemod will show up there, hopefully. Tom was already bowed out, so that leaves, what, 6 of us?
Yeah, well, you know, Tom's bowed out, but he's got something else that he's been working on. It's going to debut there, and it's going to be a single machine that 4 players can play a full game on. So you're going to be able to with virtual machines, 4 people playing on one machine with all 4 keyboards, 4 monitors, everything else. So he's been diligently working on that, and we're going to present that there. That's going to be pretty kick-ass, actually.
Sweet. So just a quick shout out to Sapphire, who sponsored the video cards that go into that system. And is he going to use an Origin PC, do you know, Dwayne, or is he using a?
We're trying to get a case from Shannon. A case
Core X9. Yeah, that would be good. Obviously, the big one. Yeah.
So the X9, we're working on getting that, and it's Kingston's. He's got the memory from Kingston. Yeah, he's got all the video cards from Sapphire. I believe some of the stuff is MSI, and I thought it was an Intel chip.
Yep. Yeah, they provide up the processor.
Yep. So it'll be pretty cool to be able to see that. We're gonna have that set up so people can play.
More details. Next episode will be us talking about. Hopefully, we're at least halfway through, or a little bit of headway through our case mods. We can discuss that next episode.
Yep. So once again, thanks everybody. Thanks for watching, and tune back in. You know, let us know what you think. Leave us some comments below. Come on, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, really. Talk shit. Doesn't matter. Leave comments, suggestions, whatever.
Something. Hell, even get some recipes. That'd be great. Leave some recipes.
All right. It's been great, guys.
See you later.